Hello, my name is Rita and I'm a PhD student at the Faculty of Fine Arts at the University of Porto. My virtual lightning talk is called The Boomerang Effect: How Public Art Shapes the Flow of a Message Between Artist and Audience. The boomerang effect is a result from an ongoing PhD research entitled Quiet Dialogues. The boomerang effect holds in account the Thomas Eschorn's notion of non-exclusive audience, which he sees as the most important public because he finds that this type of audience does not have a predisposition to art. Therefore, their participation on an event comprehends a transformation process while at the same time acknowledging transformation as a result of a non-satisfaction. Contemporary art is already a significant subject of provocation and stimuli. But when placed in public space, it is not only provocative, as it is also a challenge to the spectator's mindset towards public space. The boomerang effect sees and refers to the answers to this challenge. If the message conveys a more provocative or inviting exposure to the spectator, then the spectator will feel the need or the calling to take action towards the sculpture itself, sending a new message back to the artist using the artwork itself as a vehicle or a support. It goes forward and backwards between the two, and the artwork shapes itself to support the message and to create a dialogue which is only heard by the spectator, the artwork, and the artist. Therefore, a quiet dialogue. One of the case studies that the research is using is a sculpture called Uma Escultura para Santo Tirso, and it was done by the Portuguese artist Pedro Cabrita Reis and placed on one of the city's green parks in 2001. Since 2001, the sculpture has had different interactions from the non-exclusive audience. One of them was graffiti, one of them was smashing little corners of the sculpture, using it to lean on it. Different interactions. The artist returned to the city 17 years later to an exhibition in the museum and to do what he considered the final touches to the artwork. So through the bricks that were already damaged because of the time and the weather, he pierced small holes, making a performance that would finish this sculpture. After the artist's intervention in 2018, there was interaction from the non-exclusive audience that created more buzz and even caught the media attention. An overnight tearing down of half of the door happened a few days after the sculpture did its final touches. Sometimes the boomerang effect brings us decontextualized, non-proposed, unfitted dialogues, which is also what makes them so powerful and so dangerous at the same time. The power of these dialogues focuses itself on the fact that we are dealing with answers to public sculpture's provocation. These dialogues are sometimes based on art interpretation, such as art history proposes, reflecting on shapes, colors, and dimensions. Sometimes they are based on public policies, approaches, and sometimes they just endure and bring the viewer's own perspectives, fresh and non-compromised to any sort of past mental framework. I will just end up by saying, if you felt curious on what our research is now achieving, and if you want to see some of the results or some of the quiet dialogues that we've been gathering throughout the past years, you can find them in this link here. And you can also, if you're visiting the museum, help us out and do your own quiet dialogue. And I would like, by ending with two questions that I think that are they're crucial to this research, and they're also crucial to be thought about and to explore this relationship that happens between museums and public art and people, and how are we seeing this and how are we approaching this. So, however, and despite being fragile, temporary, and shallow interactions, are they to be cast out of an artistic interpretation? Are they to be educated and formatted to formal or semi-formal education? Thank you so much for listening.